friends, and welcome into the Eric St. Joe podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. I'm right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. I'll get this out of the way early. My voice is, I feel like fuck. Well, it's just, it hurts. It kind of hurts to talk right now, and I'm not sure what's going on. This happens more and more often now, and it's got to be age. The idea that the amount of words that I actually speak every day are out loud, it's a lot. And I think on days particularly like yesterday and this past week, it's been very involved. And sometimes it's just like when you overuse a muscle. So I'm trying to keep it as low-key as possible. So that'll be no Amanda impressions, no Cecil with a Y impressions, and I'll try not to get pissed off and scream. Because if I do, then that's probably a problem. But, yeah, I woke up this morning, got myself a gun, woke up this morning, and I was like, oh, boy. And, not that I have to do any real heavy lifting when it comes to talking on the radio show, but I am still using the voice. And then I had to voice track the iHeart show. And I'm coming off of a late night last night with the Griffins. And then Tuesday was an exceptionally long day in terms of speaking with doing the Who Are These Broadcasters mega show, not to mention the regular podcast, free podcast, the Patreon podcast. It adds up, and you could transport yourself right into intense laryngitis. I do know this. So if you overuse it, your body will say, hey, it's time for you to rest. So I do feel a little bit of discomfort right now. And I think that the one thing you're not supposed to do is drink coffee and consume caffeine, which I have right in front of me. I think that you're supposed to, if you're to do any type of natural remedies, it's like hot tea and honey. That's what Becca Shea says. She's right. She's right about that. Linda says, put honey in the coffee. No, that sounds horrible. You sick animal. What are you doing? But we'll get through it. If it starts to bother me too much, I'll just dip out. Chris says, a little Tune Man and some shit pump part rebuilding. Good start to the day. So, yeah, he's referring to me, the Tune Man, rocking and rolling you on 91 Rock FM. And he is rebuilding a pump to transport shit water because that's what he does for a living. Rebecca says hot tea and honey has been my go-to this week. Alan says blackberry brandy and honey always works. Appreciate you guys. I also appreciate you keeping the family and I in your thoughts and prayers. I am a bit depressed right now. As you know, I had to get out of the free podcast early yesterday because they got some not so good information to me on a text from my sister/stepsister Sue. And so I figured I'd just go over that with you to start and see where this takes us. Honestly, the fact that I can sit here and do this, when I speak about something as absolutely serious as this, it is very, very helpful and keeps my depression somewhat stymied. And, we're coming off of the death of the dog. So this is life. This is the way it is. And I honestly, I have learned not to challenge those notions or get too caught up into my own feelings and to overreact or panic or anything like this. But he's dying. My dad is dying. And yesterday was a weird day for him because he kind of like took a dramatic step in the, into that direction. And, he is in hospice care, long-term hospice care, but yesterday was one of those ones where it appears that like when you're trudging along towards the ultimate result, and then suddenly you take a big leap forward. That is kind of like the vibe that we have going on right now. Rebecca with a great question. Have you considered preemptively talking to your therapist? No, I haven't thought about that at all because I am honestly okay. As I'm talking to you, I'm walled off so that I don't lose my shit. And I don't like it when I fall apart on the podcast. And I won't. But Nick, Black Belt Nick says, I remember when I had to come to that realization with my dad. It was different since it was cancer and quick, but still it hits hard. And I ultimately don't know what the timeline is here, and it's a great mystery. We don't know. We do not know that. But yesterday was a little bit different because he's hallucinating. And this is a direct result of the dementia. And words yesterday, and I don't know how they are today because he probably is not yet awake. Words were not making sense. So if you can kind of picture Ben Glaze doing stand-up, that's how it sounded. So my dad, there's a video that I saw because my beloved stepsister Sue sent it along to say this is where we are with this, and it's he's speaking very matter of fact, like he knows what he's saying, and the words are English, but they are not in any order that makes sense at all. So picture if I just said, so lampshade, plush carpet with side notes, G clef, pandemonium, Silverado. That's what it's like. Stevie says, poor Ben being compared to a dementia patient. Fair, though. There was one moment when I was looking at the video. Sue says, do you want to tell the family that you love them? And he goes, no. Thank you, Wolverine Bronco, and all of you. So sorry to hear that about your dad. Yeah, it's part of life. It's part of life. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad I can discuss this openly. And, honestly, I think this is a perfect time to talk about how this fell into place where, this could be so much worse. The fact that my beloved stepmother and my beloved father are in a very, very nice house with family next door, Jim and Sue, to take care of them, which, my God, they have done so much, being that this has been their life for the past however long this has been, and it just so happens that last summer, Sue, her husband, Jim, he retired. So this is huge now. It sucks, but, that's what we were raised for. We're raised to take care of moms and dads. At least I feel that way. And they are just wonderful, wonderful souls, and they've done such an amazing job. They're still very active in their church, so they still are busy, but for them they have to, obviously be rather involved, being that they are the first responders in all of this. So I just cannot say enough about them. They have, I live a state away, and Pooh Bear is going there Saturday. I cannot, unfortunately. Yeah, that's kind of like where we are right now. Thank you to E-Rock. He says, watching your live stream, sorry to hear about your dad. Sorry to hear about your dog and what's happening with Dad. Much love, my friend. He would have posted that, but I made it so that it's subscriber only. So he's like, come on, what are you doing? Yeah, I had to do that. But thank you, buddy. And by the way, good news. I heard about the radio show, and I can't wait to hear more about that, and I can't wait to hear it. Because E-Rock, my pal E-Rock, my pal Christian Blatt, and is it Lucy? Is Lucy participating from Once Over with Kaylee? You guys are doing a movie-centric radio show, and you're set up with a radio syndication company that just so happens to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. What the fuck? Who is this guy? And why the fuck am I not doing a show for this guy? What? He knows me? E-Rock said he's aware of you because of your name. That's what, not E-Rock. Christian told me that. He goes, yeah, he knows who you are. I go, why the fuck hasn't he reached out to me? He's got to need shows. I think he does a lot of those. The guy who is putting on E-Rock's show is the same guy that there's a show on his network. It's called like The War Zone or Red State Rumble or Armament to Freedom or something like that. What is that guy's name? E-Rock, of course, was able to steer the Opie and Anthony show to new heights with his legendary producing skills.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you're live.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hello, audience.
You're doing a radio show, I understand.
Yeah, I don't think we announced it yet.
Oh, God damn it. Christian did. Christian announced it. What an asshole.
Oh, he did?
He absolutely did.
All right. Well, it's news to me, and I'm on the thing. So
God damn it.
I found out after everybody else.
Holy shit. When does it start?
We just did the first episode this week, and we're waiting for when they're sending it out. I'm still Christian's leading this thing right now.
Yeah.
I'm playing catch up because I had so much other shit happening. Stuff. Oh, we're live streaming. It's fine. So much other stuff going on right now that I just got to the point. I need you to handle this because this is the one time right now until things settle down that I need somebody else to do this instead of me doing all the work.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome. Cole says, tell him he's on the podcast. I don't think you said that. I go, I did, and I did say that, Cole, but I appreciate you looking out for me so much.
You did. I'm suing you for every penny that's worth.
Is Kaylee going to be with you? Is she on this too?
She is.
I love her. She's great.
On the show. And, so far, can talk to Christian off air about what they wanted to call this show and what I said I will not be a part of it if they're doing it.
You know what's interesting is the guy who runs that broadcast, that network, the syndication network. I guess he's right here where I live.
I thought he was in L.A. I didn't know he's out by you.
No, he is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Why? What the hell? And so I said to him, I go, well, what the fuck? And I guess he is aware of me from my history here. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm over here playing with my dick. I could absolutely help you in some way, shape, or form. I don't give a shit what it is. But we shall see.
What could you do? Could you tell me what you're good at?
Right. I'm still trying to figure that out. Nobody thinks I'm good at anything. Well, look, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the kind thoughts and all that. And yeah, man, I can't wait to hear something new coming down the pike.
Well, I'll add a little bit. That's one of the things that's been going on. There's a couple other things I'm waiting for official word on.
Okay.
Hopefully announced, but yeah, so that was one of the things. And by the way, that text I sent you, it wasn't that because you've got the supporter chat on right now.
Oh.
I would have sent that to you off air to begin with.
Of course you would. Of course you would. I believe that. I know that. You don't have to, say that. Come on. I know you love me.
Well, according to, you never know with the public. They all assume we're all assholes. And they're not entirely wrong, but we're also not entirely dead inside.
Yes. When is the next episode of It's Eric Nagel on Apple Podcast showing up?
Well, it's carried by iHeart. So tonight we're live we stream it live on YouTube and on Twitch, and then it goes out on iHeart Friday morning.
Okay, my bad. Excellent.
Yeah.
E-Rock, I appreciate you as always.
All right, sorry for unintentionally derailing your show.
You did not. Anytime. No, my show is impossible to derail. Everybody knows my ADHD runs rampant.
All right, give those good animals behind you there some extra treats when you're off.
All right, you're a good man.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
The world famous E-Rock. He is a wonderful soul. Okay, hang on. Cole says, ask him if he's hiring. Yeah, I'm always looking for new work. Or are you looking for work? Ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing business as usual, though, as best as I can. Despite, a lot of concern. And by the way, Maureen writes, it's the circle of life. They take care of us and we take care of them when the time comes. Yes. Again, this is why you have kids. Either that or you put things in place to make sure that somebody wipes your ass. That's all you want. Today we have the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And actually before that is show number 89 of Who Are These Free Beers? And I am just full of content. It's going to be more Hot Wings, Steve, Kelly centric, because I pulled from an amazing conversation that took place when Free Beer was gone for a day or two. And I think he had said on his show that his beloved wife, Amanda, had surgery, or I called her Amanda. Oh my God. His beloved wife had a surgery. So my best. I hope that things are okay, as far as you know. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to anybody, really. Like in real life. Come on now. I've got somewhat of a soul. So, yeah. But anyway, Free Beer was off, and Hot Wings starts out a show. Hey, welcome to he's laughing all while he's talking, doing the laugh talking thing. And he opened it up with, I had to help my kids pick their classes, their electives for the next school year. And, okay, the twists and turns in this thing are just ridiculous. And really no need to have any twists and any turns. Because I'll just get out in front of this. There's no real discernible point to this discussion. And it's another fantastic example of when you are the big swinging dick on the block, you can say no matter what it is, and people are going to love it. This show is continuing to blow up. They are bigger than ever. They are richer than ever. Their ratings are higher than ever. They just got voted number 2 morning show in America. I don't know who the other people were, but so there you go. I mean, I'm the idiot. We are the idiots. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I am 100% serious about that. Becca Shea says, oh my God, are you kidding? No, it is a poll done by a company known as Barrett Media. And every year they come out with the best of radio. And they were voted number 2. I don't know who's won, but it doesn't matter. That's fantastic. They just added dozens more stations. And they're selling out shows. They have a show in Grand Rapids coming, and it's at night, and people are paying like $100 a ticket, and everybody's buying them. It's unbelievable. So I honestly think that though we still do shows like Who Are These Free Beers and make fun of them all the damn time, we are humiliated. I am humiliated. All right. It has become very, very obvious that they never needed me at all. In fact, I'm guessing that me being on that show hindered them. That's how I feel, because it's obvious. My God, I leave and they continue to scale new heights. Now, is it a show that I think is any good? No, it's a terrible show. It's a huge pile of shit. But I guess I am just beyond cynical. Perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps we need to be listening and going, yeah, this is what it's all about. Because clearly, America's spoken. They took over for the, there was a radio show that just retired named John Boy and Billy, and heard all across the South, hillbillies. And John Boy and Billy stations are now gone. Well, the stations are still there, but the stations needed a morning show. And who did they call? They called these guys. Now, I'm like licking my chops. I'm like, oh, they're going to get screwed. They're going to put them on John Boy and Billy stations, and those hillbillies are going to hate them. And the opposite has happened. These stations are lining up. Apparently, the John Boy and Billy audience loves free beer and hot wings. I'm not even kidding. So I thought for sure that, you get 3 women, 2 beta, and 3, wait a minute. Three women. You got Greg and the girls, and then, now I'm getting that wrong. You got the girls and then the beta males, and then questionable sexuality, possibly. And you put them on where a hillbilly show was on, you would think that this would be terrible. And they're all extremely liberal, but that has not affected anything. They're doing outstanding. There is no negative feedback whatsoever from the dozens of new stations that they have signed. We are the fools, apparently. Birch Barlow says, first of all, Tyler says it's because radio is so shit across the board. I don't know. Megan says, do we know the average age of their listeners? No. Birch Barlow, the world became pussies and they don't appreciate the humor you brought. They want milquetoast, non-confrontational nonsense. Probably. Chris says, didn't you guys used to trash the shit out of John Boy and Billy all the time? Megan says, but they used to trash Bob and Tom, and now they are Bob and Tom, but worse. Well, I don't know. They're fucking rich as shit, and they need to be. I mean, you got fucking, they're buying houses for wives all over. My God, if there is another catastrophe, like if Greg gets another divorce and he has to buy more houses for a man, for, God damn it, whatever, his wife's name. That's going to be tough. He's going to be living with fucking Tony Gates in a goddamn trailer. Let's see. Cole says their current product appeals to the dumbest people in America. Makes sense. Well, I don't know about that. I just know I think it sucks, and I like making fun of it. So I'm actually quite happy with this success. Part of me is like, boy, I hope they fail. But I'm like, no, I don't want them to fail. I want them to have reinforcement that they are doing the right thing with this tepid style of show. Because then I can always fall back on, hey, let's listen to this clip, which we will do today when we do Who Are These Free Beers at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can check it out for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Excuse me. Okay. The open of this show is brought to you by Impact Power Sports. No, I shouldn't say that. The open is brought to you by Irvine's. But Impact Power Sports, they bring you my posh studio, which is rich in dogs. Thank you to them. They're online at impactpowersportsmi.com. They sell Yamaha golf carts. You can also get a side-by-side, motorcycle, ATV, UTV, e-bike, go-kart, snowmobile, lawnmower. They have it all at Impact Power Sports. Online at impactpowersportsmi.com. The number one show, according to Barrett Media. Thank you to John, who sent this along. The top ranked morning shows. Barrett Media's most recent national evaluation. Sid Rosenberg's Sid and Friends in the Morning. At number one in the country. That is, I think, a New York City radio station. So the Free Beer and Outwing show is right behind Sid Rosenberg's Sid and Friends in the Morning show. Okay, there you go. Well, you know what that means. If they're that high in the big radio show rankings, the next stop is the Hall of Fame. Now, the Hall of Fame that they were trying to get into, that they were nominated for, which was outstanding. Honestly, I would love to show up at that ceremony and accept the award, but I honestly don't think that they needed me. There's two Hall of Fames. There's like the one that they were nominated for, and then there's like the NAB. They should be in all of those at this stage of the game. After all of these radio stations signed on, after this ranking by Barrett Media, how can you argue against that? The track record of success, I mean, though I think it's a piece of shit, excuse me, but you can't argue with that success. I'll be the first one to tell you that. People love it. I think we are the outliers. All right. Baseball started utilizing instant replay And the first game that they're using it right away, and they can do it for balls and strikes. And how it works is you throw the pitch, and then the umpire goes, hey, that's a ball. And then the catcher says, he taps his head. That means review. And then in an instant, they look at it and they can see, well, that's a strike. It isn't like in football where they have to go over to the thing and look into it and determine. There's a computer that is tracking the pitch. And I want to show you 3 instances of that in a game yesterday. And this will be the new normal. It says, tough day at the office. Umpire had 3 calls overturned by ABS. And I'm not sure what that stands for. Automatic ball strikes. And just over an inning.
The veteran move.
Oh, yeah.
So you see that? The catcher thinks that's a strike. The ump said, no, that's a ball. Catcher taps his helmet.
The veteran move.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have a review here. Our first ABS challenge of the day.
Call the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
There it is. Catcher challenging the ball call. The ABS review powered by T-Mobile. We will take a look, and it is a strike. So the catcher was right, and that one kind of right.
So the call is overturned. I already see problems with this, though, because the ump has to step away and go, catcher is challenging the call. No. Don't do that. None of that shit. We don't want to. We've already increased the speed of the games with this pitch clock and batter clock and all that stuff. That's awesome. All we need is catcher to tap his helmet and then instantly, none of this make an announcement that it's challenging. Have some type of setup. I don't know if you do it with AI. You know it's possible where he taps his helmet. Hell, I don't even give a shit if he has a button that actually triggers it, the catcher. And then right away, in an instant, it's overturned or it's confirmed. In fact, they should even make it so that if it is overturned, you hear, fuck you, and then it shows up as a strike.
Down the middle. Gets the called strike on the inside, and Contreras.
Now this one, the batter. The batter doesn't like it. The batter gets a called strike, and the batter touches his helmet. He says, no, I think that was a ball.
An ABS review, so we will get a
Call
challenge.
the field is a strike. The batter is challenging.
Of the game already here in the first. Called a strike. Contreras thinks it missed. We get the look. And that's a ball. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud.
This guy throws a strike.
Gave up
Call the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Horowitz in first. We've got a catcher challenge here. Our third of the game already. A ball was the call. And it is another successful challenge.
Caught a lot of the plate. 0 for 3 right now.
These guys can't believe how shitty this ump is. All right. Well, I think this is the first step to making it so the umps don't have anything to do with balls and strikes. Why not? You could have them still there for check swing. Was the batter hit by a pitch? Was it a foul tip into the glove? Play at the plate. There's a lot of things that the umpire could do, but in my opinion, you don't need the umpire now to call balls and strikes. Right? I mean, I don't know anything about sports, but fuck me. David says, how many calls have players gotten screwed on before this technology? Oh, a ton. This is also going to reduce moments in time when there are goddamn temper tantrums on the field. You know how the players or the manager might come
Sunday
running out
nights
all pissed
were
off
made
and
for
screaming and
this.
yelling and, oh, my God, it's the end of the world. Because they've got this now, so it's going to calm things down quite a bit. With that being said, I can't go another second without bringing up the most intense baseball hot mic moment. That would be our asses in the jackpot. Terry Collins, the manager of the Mets at the time.
You're done. No, I mean, you can't do that. You're not in that situation, man. You can't. No, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, I knew you were gonna say that, but that ain't gonna happen.
I don't know if I can use this one because I want it like with the swear words in it. Our ass is in the jackpot, unedited.
Terry and our guest got into an argument that now lives in baseball history. Let's relive that moment right now.
You're done. No, I mean, you can't do that. You're not in that situation, man. You can't. No, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, I knew you were gonna say that, but that ain't gonna happen. I mean, that's the wrong time to do it. That's all. I'm telling you.
Wrong time to do anything.
Well, it is what it is, but that ain't gonna happen. Our ass is in the jackpot. We don't do something there. I'm just telling you that.
But shouldn't there be a warning?
No. I mean, okay, the situation of what happened and everything else, that's what dictates that. Okay.
But there was no prior knowledge that before the game started. I mean, if Terry comes into the dugout and says, "Hey, if somebody gets hit," then that's
everybody knows what the situation is. Okay. Take him. Terry, get a handle. Come on, let's go. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me.
Tommy, that's fucking bullshit.
Terry, talk to me. Then you talk to me about it.
Okay. You gotta give us a shot.
You know what?
You gotta give us a shot,
Okay,
Tom.
listen to me. Let me hear what I'm saying, okay? You get your shot. You had your shot right there. In the situation.
Well, why
you
not?
know the situation,
I know
Terry.
it. Why don't we get a shot, Tommy?
Because that makes it worse. Terry, that makes it fucking worse.
I know it. But MLB did nothing to that guy. Nothing.
Okay, I can't control that, Terry. I can't control that. You know as well as I do Terry, you know where I stand on the whole fucking situation. But
you're better than that, Tommy. You know that.
Terry, listen, I'm telling you, our ass is in the jackpot now. Okay, I'm just telling you.
Fucking motherfucker.
You know what? That's you got it. Okay, get it. You got everything out.
That is the manager or the umpire is Tom Hamilton, and that's Terry Collins. I think that this host here has them both at the same time.
Hello to Tom Hallion. Tom, how you doing?
Very well,
Tom
thank
Hallion.
you.
Okay.
Tom, thanks for coming on again.
My pleasure, Terry. Anytime, any place, anywhere.
You know, the thing that people don't understand, you know, and I've had to answer this a number of times. I have to answer it on Fifth Avenue once in a while when I'm in New York City. But, you know, everybody thinks that you and I were mad at each other. That is not true. That is the farthest thing that happened. You know, to be honest, I was more upset about the home plate umpire, you know, for ejecting Noah.
Well, yeah, you called him a fucking motherfucker. We know that. Everybody got that, Terry. Terry, our ass is in the jackpot, Terry. Megan says, fucking motherfucker. And he felt so much better. Get it out, Terry. Terry, you know I can't say anything about that, Terry. That's a level of rage. That's a controlled rage that I think is kind of geared towards a dude. I think a dude can pull that off better than a chick can. There are women that can pull that type of controlled, intense rage, particularly black women. They're more focused. Okay? White bitches can't at all. They just go bananas and scream. But most guys have that type of, well, at least alpha men have that type of, the wires crossed and, God damn it. Nick says Russian women can reach that level. He is, his significant other is a Russian woman, which I love that so much. I'm so happy with that. If there's ever an opportunity, Nick, that we could do an impromptu edition of Ask a Russian Woman, okay? Like if we're doing the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast and your SO is available, you just sit her down so we can ask questions. I would be Eric Zaitunian, I can promise you that. I'd be very polite. I would not be rude to her in any way. Did you say it was Katiana or what the fuck is her name? Helga? It's not Helga. It might be Katiana. I have so many questions. Ekaterina. Ekaterina. Alan says the bitch from Hot FM could probably get there too. I don't want to. That's you saying that. She is not. By the way, I started to communicate with her, and I got to send her some things. I'm trying to think up some clever things that I can send her as payment, kind of like for that long-term apology that I promised her, to send her something nice every month for referring to her as those terrible things. That would be Ellen Taylor, who is a PA announcer, by the way, and she's pretty damn good at it. I saw a clip of her, and I don't want to sound like too much of an asshole, but there aren't a lot of good female PA announcers. She appears to be one of them. There is a women's soccer. I think she does women's soccer. She might do something else. Rebecca says send her Lego flowers. Why? What if she doesn't like Lego flowers? Why would I? And by the way, this is going to work out for Pooh Bear too, because if I'm sending gifts to another woman and not sending gifts to Pooh Bear, that's a problem. So, she's going to be like, what, do you have a girlfriend? And I'll say, well, yes, I do. But not like the level that you're thinking. Just like I would say I have a boyfriend. I have lots of boyfriends. Okay? Rebecca says, why not? They last forever when regular flowers die. Well, what if she doesn't like Legos? What if she doesn't give a shit? I mean, that's a lot of work to have to fucking make the fucking flowers. Yeah, hey, what do you want to do? It's Saturday night. Yeah, let's build some Legos. Or do they show up built? Yeah, that's fucking toys. I'm not going to send toys. I was going to touch on something else, but I forgot. I don't know what my problem is. All right, so that's the baseball thing. I really like that they are relying on that type of technology. But, yeah. Chris Hansen is back. He's going after pedophiles. He has a new show called Take Down with Chris Hansen. Now, I talked about my stepsister / sister Sue. Her daughters, two of her kids, are very close with this guy, Chris Hansen, because they have developed like this network of people involved in anti-trafficking. They have more than one nonprofit, my nieces, to combat this. So I'd like to get Chris Hansen on to talk about this because he is doing, it's kind of like To Catch a Predator on steroids. Same everything that you expected from To Catch a Predator, but now it's online. And he, as this person writes, Chris Hansen has completely dropped the corporate filter and is back to doing exactly what he does best. The era of network television holding him back is officially over. In his new series, Takedown with Chris Hansen, he is no longer playing nice for the Dateline censors. He is running his own completely unfiltered sting operations and making sure every single one of these guys actually faces prosecution. If you want to watch the raw, uncensored takedowns, he streams them all exclusively on his own dedicated true crime network called True Blue, TruBlu. Here's the latest.
This nursing assistant will test my patience. When you came in, you lied.
I apologize if it's low audio. Let me make sure that it's as loud as can be. This dude is a nurse's assistant. I think he just got off work because he's got his nursing cap on. You know, you put that little beanie on. He's wearing that.
This nursing assistant will test my patience. When you came in, you locked the door. Why did you do that?
Because I thought we was about to, chill and stuff.
But I'm full of surprises.
I knew something was off, but I fell for the gimmick anyway.
What was the gimmick?
That this was some type of sting operation.
Why were you suspicious that this might be a sting?
Because I've been watching like little videos.
And what do you think about those fellas who show up in the videos?
They go down.
They go down. You want to go home and just forget about this whole ugly thing?
Happened again.
I like how, well, this guy who looks a lot and sounds a lot like Marshawn Lynch is sitting there. There's like a container of Vaseline, like on the counter.
And this was not happening again. I would get rid of the app, delete the app, just go. I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
What does this do to you
and this my livelihood, like my CNA license, this gonna go on my record. This is gonna hurt me bad. This gonna mess up everything that I have already worked.
Well, you know how to avoid it, right?
How can I?
How can I?
You could have avoided by not coming over here to anally rape a 15-year-old boy, Deon.
Oh, fuck. To anally rape a 15-year-old, because, it's obviously not a real 15-year-old boy. It's these decoys that these dumb fucks start to communicate with.
You could have avoided by not coming over here to anally rape a 15-year-old boy, DeAndre. That's how you would avoid it, but it's too late for that.
You keep forcing that word. You keep forcing that word on me.
I'm not forcing that word. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what the law is.
I wasn't aware.
You're a grown man, DeAndre.
I'm a grown man, and I was not fully aware of the laws of the state of Louisiana when I came.
It's the same where you came from, too.
You're right.
There's no state where you can have sex with a 15-year-old boy or girl.
Right.
This
is required viewing. Holy shit. My God. Various comments. Nick says, all right, it's probably going to piss her off, but she knows the drill. Amanda says it's no big deal because he didn't actually do anything. All right. Now, I honestly don't think, I can't speak for Amanda, so we would have to say, do you think this is a big deal? I'm assuming she would say, yes, this is a big deal. I'm not going to put words into Amanda's mouth. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put anything into Amanda's mouth. Rebecca says Chris Hansen uncensored. Maureen says go Chris Hansen. Murder Lover Linda says so he can call them sick fucks. Alan says, is it like those guys that beat up the pedos when they catch them? Now, I haven't seen that. That's awesome. I don't think Chris Hansen is going to go that far. Maybe there is a level on his network where, yeah, there's, you get your ass kicked the second you walk out the door. It's kind of like you could say, look, I'm going to give you two choices. If you're Chris Hansen, think about this. You could amp it up this way. We're either going to call the cops or you agree to take a beating right now. Get off the porch, Holmes. Second reference to that film in probably 5 days. You get to choose. You can sign off on the thorough ass kicking or you have the cops here. A reference here. Don't tell Chris Hansen about Mr. Pop Pop's pool and paint shed. That is part of a kind of like a trend here on the show, and not a good one. The idea that I am, in fact, a sexual predator who traffics children and molests kids, which is not true. And I get, another opportunity for the audience to say something horrible about me. These sick fucks that patronize this show and try to make my life difficult. What the hell is wrong with you people? Megan says maybe they have to go to jail in order for it to be quote unquote okay because they're quote unquote sorry and definitely didn't ever have those thoughts again. Look, I don't want to be on the receiving end of Amanda announcing on the Patreon on Ben and Eric that she was ready to quit the show. And I don't understand why what did I do? I didn't do anything. All I did during the show and tell moment when she was showing pictures of Grandpa was said, oh, wow, okay, and made a couple of jokes, and then that was the end of it. So I don't understand why I was on the verge of being, thrown under the bus. God damn. I'm getting various written word impressions of Dearest Amanda, and I can't do the impression. Hey, Eric. No, wait a minute. That's from Megan. Hey, Eric, can you delete this whole episode? Sorry. Tofa says, hey, I'm going to quit the show. Grandpa was only a little molesty. Hey. Look, don't quit on me. I need you. I don't know if you've noticed, but over the years, there have been a lot of people that have quit me. And I can't have you quitting me. You know I love you. You're a peak performer when it comes to content. You've given me so much. You sent me that video the other day of that amazing, animation of what happens when semen is swallowed. We talked about that on the Patreon. You'd be surprised how much she helps move things along on this show. So you all can just back off. Rebecca says, Eric, I can't do the impression, then proceeds to do the impression. Yeah, it worked out. It wasn't that bad. The U.S. hockey player, women's hockey player, that would be Hillary Knight. She is speaking after the fact about when Trump called the men's hockey team And he said, I got to invite the women or else I'll get impeached, which he did do. Now, all I can assume is that he knew that they hated him in the first place. Like, if he knew that they liked him, I don't think he would have been a dickhead. I really enjoyed watching the women beat Canada. I don't have anything negative to say about the women's Olympic hockey team. And even if I did, I'd keep it to myself. I don't want to be that guy, with some horrible misogynistic bent. I mean, that's not me. I don't roll that way. About as far as I'll go is talk about how terrible drivers you are. And that's just a fact. I mean, you're just going to have to accept that. But this is awful, what he did. I didn't like that at all. And you know what I didn't like? I didn't like how the men kind of like laughed at the joke, the men's Olympic hockey team. I wish that they would have just been quiet and not like but they were caught up in the moment, so I guess they get a pass. But it would have been awesome if he made that kind of like flippant remark about the women's team, and they went, yeah, we love them. It sounds like you don't, or something like that. But guys are stupid. Here she is, Hillary Knight, commenting about Trump's comment.
No, I just thought the joke was distasteful and unfortunate. And I think, just the way women are represented, it's a great teaching point to really shine light on how women should be championed for their amazing feats. And now I have to sort of sit, and anybody has to sit in front of you and explain someone else's behavior. It's not my responsibility.
I think she should have said, it's a teaching moment to show you that Trump's a piece of shit. That's all she needed to say.
So,
I wish she would have said that.
But what is shifting the focus and shifting the narrative of this amazing accomplishment that we all did together. And granted, the men's and the women's team did it together, and that is super special. It's never been done in our program's history. It's something we're extremely proud about. But these women are amazing, and whatever is going on shouldn't never outshine or minimize their work and our success on the world stage. This was the best American women's hockey team, the best American team we've ever put together on a world stage when the lights have been the brightest ever. And so I think everybody felt that, going through the tournament. And I want to celebrate. I want people to be remembered for that. I want the legacy of this team to be remembered. And so that's what I'm trying to shift the narrative on and really focus on championing what we've done and what we've accomplished the last 2.5 weeks together.
Yeah, I don't think that Trump diminishes anything with that comment. Team's awesome. Team was great. Represented the country. I'm a fan. But I think he's just an idiot, okay? He's just a fucking idiot. That's all there is to it. What an asshole. Starman is here. Where is the Olympic highlight? Well, I don't even. I know that word, and I know it's a sport. Red Bull Brain Chris says Trump does not say distasteful things. Silly broad. Okay, can you give me a little bit more clarification on that comment? What are you saying to me? Are you being sarcastic? What are you? I'm lost. Help me out on this one. You get benefit of the doubt always. Piano Finger Banger says, did someone ask her how the cargo hold on Spirit Air was while the dudes are all flying on private jets? Red Bull Brain Chris says sarcasm, of course. Well, you gotta, okay, old man, you need to write /S. You can't just write that. I don't know what everybody thinks. I don't assume anything, dickhead. I thought we knew the rules that if you write that in sarcasm, it's /S. Isn't that what the kids do? If I know, you should. Well, maybe you shouldn't know because you're old as fuck too. Stevie says the bros in the chat are loud today, huh? I don't know what you mean either. Is anybody being rude? I don't think there is anybody being rude. Maybe Birch Barlow. It's like women thinking cheerleading is a sport, and then he says, ha ha, sarcasm. Okay, everybody's being sarcastic. Yeah, that would have been a fucking great move, in my opinion, if Trump, instead of just, it was his tone. If he would have just said, yeah, man, the women, equally awesome. Can't wait to have everybody. Just that one little tweak. You can still be the cocksucker that you are, an asshole that you are, and do that. Which, by the way, I got to get this clip of Trump. Union stand for Americans.
Grab some canes, check out my new album, and come join me on Cloud 9.
Yeah, we will. We will. Thank you. Appreciate you. This is a moment from the State of the Union. Okay, this is the one. Okay, got it. Sorry. I thought this was like game, set, match for Trump. This one did a lot.
We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite.
The faces of the Democratic lawmakers being uncomfortable is probably one of my favorite things. It's just hysterical to see.
Quite happy.
You know I don't stand one way or the other on politics.
Actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting
That guy has fucked up eyes. He looks like Kash Patel.
Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate and also nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but the union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe.
This guy's sleeping.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
So he's saying stand up if you want to support American citizens over illegal aliens. And only half the chamber stands. So basically, it's like all these people is a great example of, he said, stand up if you support American citizens over illegal aliens, whatever the fuck. And these people don't stand. So essentially what he's doing there is illustrating that they don't. It's a great play. It's a fantastic play. Now, I know better. I know that there's more nuance to that statement. You can't just say that and expect them to go, yeah. But it's really good. This is effective. And he's using words and their motives to topple them, and the world is seeing it. at that smug ass face. Now he's waving at all the people that aren't standing. Fortunately, it's not that simple. That's the guy, I think he was an astronaut, and his wife got shot in the head.
You should be ashamed. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, that's fucking brutal. Mark Kelly is the guy. Cole says they hate Trump so much they can't agree with something simple like that. Literally the one job government should have. Yeah, but if they stand up after that, I mean, I know better, but the average moron like you doesn't. Cole says he's basically an insult comic. Tova says, yeah, he's super cool. Our government is such a joke. Clap for the tangerine, you fucking drones. Look. Black Belt Nick says he didn't say they could support others. Just their first duty is to citizens. Yeah, I agree with that too. But they would have to, it would be, I think, weird if they did stand. I get why they didn't stand. I would say that was that doesn't hurt them in any way if they don't stand. But all it's going to do is reinforce to the average Joe that, oh, they're evil. They should be ashamed of themselves. You know, it's politics. It is politics. Donut Dan says if you watch the entire thing, they did stand up a few times, maybe 5, but even then it was only 90% of them. Yeah, like they stood up when Trump said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Everybody stood up. Tofa says their first duty was to be for Trump. Otherwise, they're traitors and need to be executed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if they feel that way. Maybe, but I doubt it. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. I've got a whole lot more, and I'm just so glad to be with you guys. I'm not going to lie. When I started this show, I was like, boy, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I just don't know if I'm going to make it. My brain is not with it. I'm running probably at 55%. But thanks for just being here. I appreciate you guys. I'll be right back. In fact, this might take a minute because I got to let the dogs out. They got to go pee. Stand by. All right, I apologize. If I get a phone call, I gotta bail. I gotta dip. I'm expecting to hear. I have not one, not two, but 3 attorneys that I need to hear from regarding this nonsense that I am completely in the dark about. Why in the world am I being paid by the hillbilly plaintiff to discuss whatever, I don't know what about, between these two hillbillies, hillbilly plaintiff and hillbilly defendant? This seems absurd, and add that to the list of stressors right now with dog dying and dad circling the fucking drain, motherfucker. Very upsetting. Cole says you are an that's C-O-L-E. Cole in Colorado Springs says you are an expert witness. Nick says, are these hillbillies from Buy Your Hard Living Line property? No. I don't want to say a lot about it because it's just not a good idea. I just want it to end as quickly as possible. But I'm sure at some point I'll be able to discuss it with you. All right. Next thing on the agenda. Dan Bongino. Hold on a second. Bruce! Hi, Darla. Hi, honey. Wasn't this guy did a radio show and ultra conservative, I think. I don't know. I've never heard him talk. I don't know anything about this guy. I just know that he was on Wood Radio in town here, and a lot of conservative people love this guy. And I think he was I know for a fact he was part of Trump's cabinet. I don't know what his position was. So do any of you know what and then he resigned. Let's see. American, he's 51 years old. He was a cop. He was the director of the FBI. So does that mean, isn't Kash Patel the director of the FBI? He also has run for public office. Deputy director of the FBI. Okay. And then he left, right? Didn't he leave his job? He's no longer. He announced via Twitter he would be stepping down as deputy director of the FBI in January 2026. Well, he's in the news now because he went scorched earth on Trump. So I think that means if you liked him, you have to hate him now, right? Isn't that how that works? If you like Dan Bongino, but then says something bad about Trump, you then hate Dan Bongino, right? Even if you've liked him all the way up to that point. Dan Bongino goes scorched earth on Trump for protecting pedophiles and tells them all to burn in hell. Oh, then it says, just kidding. Okay, this is my bad. All right, I didn't read far enough. That's kind of embarrassing. Just kidding. He's enraged over Erica Kirk. Imagine if he actually had this type of energy when it comes to saving our country. All right, I fucked up.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. You demonic fucking scum.
What's wrong with Erica Kirk?
For as much as I hate what just happened, I wish ill on no one, and everyone should restrain their emotions from the other side because they are not on our side. Everyone. Once you go down the road of violence, there's no turning back. There's always someone stronger than you, man.
I don't know if you can follow up all of whatever that was with this.
Always. There's a whole lot of people stronger than me. And I'm sorry if the language distracts from you, but I can think of no other New York way to say it than fuck you, motherfuckers. You deserve to feel the little licks of the flames of hell on every inch of your body. Fuck you. If there's an afterlife, and I believe there is, I believe in the second creation. I don't pretend to be the judge and jury, but I know you're not in it.
Wait, what the fuck? I'm so confused. He's enraged over Erica Kirk. He is? Well, all he did was say fuck you a few times. And what's wrong with Erica Kirk? Why does everybody hate her all of a sudden? I think it was weird because Charlie Kirk died, and then every time there was like any type of camera on her, she wasn't like sobbing. So they're like, oh, she's happy he's dead. You know, people handle grief in different ways. If somebody gets brutally massacred the way Charlie Kirk was massacred, I mean, God knows what's going on in the head of Erica Kirk. I don't understand why anybody would take a run at her. Maybe I'm missing something, but the right, there's a lot of people in the right that are kind of falling over themselves to hate on this chick. Who's that one chick who's really cute from Barbados, but she's a psychopath? She keeps talking that the French Prime Minister's wife is a dude. What is her name? God damn it. Candace something. Candace Martin. Candyland. Candace Taylor. It's Candace something. Owens, that's the chick. She hates Erica Kirk. God damn. What a bunch of animals. Bread Bull Brain Chris says there's so many conspiracies going on about Erica Kirk. Bread Bull Brain Chris says about Dan Bongino, what an odd haircut. Everything about Dan Bongino is off-putting. From the line beard to the way his head is just, I don't know, something about the shape of his head. He reminds me of that cartoon character Chicken Little with that head shape and those eyes. I mean, those are dead fucking eyes. I am so glad this guy is no longer a cop. He's got okay, look at the studio. This is nice. He's got the Dan Bongino show. He's got the American flag. He's got another American flag. He's got some type of stand for the platform Rumble. That's where all the right-wing fuckers go. He's got a police badge. Appears to be a bunch of books here or something. I'm not sure what this is. These are leather-bound books, and that looks to be a gavel that you might like order, and you hit the gavel. God, he's got knickknacks all over the fucking place. I could never have like knickknacks behind me. I think I got a few back there, but I don't even know. Two of them are those ducks that you put on Jeeps. They're going to go in the garbage. They've got like Detroit Lions logos on them. Jim Brady sent me those, and those are getting pitched. Love you, Jim. I also have an old coffee mug from the Rift days, and that's a candle. When the dog shits in here, I can use that. And that's about it. And I don't even like that. I put that shelf up there on my own. I stained that and I put it on my own. Put it up there. And I had a flag up there. And then I realized, what the fuck am I doing here? Who am I, Dan Bongino? And it was a folded flag that I think flew. I don't even know where it flew. Fucking Tommy Brand brought it over one time. I got you this flag. It flew over the state house. Yeah, thanks. It makes it seem like I'm patriotic. And honestly, I don't want any type of preconceived notions about me. Because if I have an American flag up behind me, people are going to come in here and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, he's a psychopath right-winger. Because that is the way it is these days. And I didn't make that happen. You made that happen. All right? It's the dickheads who drive around my neighborhood in their piece of shit trucks with a goddamn flag behind them. And they go, woo! And I'm like, oh, shit, you're ruining the American flag, you asshole. Starman says, send me the ducks if you want. I have a friend in England who collects them, putting together a package for her now. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to send them to you. And when I say send them to you, what I mean is I'm going to throw them away. Piano Fingerbanger says, personally, I'm a big fan of the drywall patches. It's a nice touch. You know, I don't like those drywall patches. I don't like that I had to kick in the door 5 years ago and never repair it. I don't like any of that. But it's all about priorities. And right now, getting this room to look like a normal room is not really on my priority list. Starman says, I'll send a self-addressed stamped envelope. No way. Not doing it. Because that would require me to actually grab them, put them in, seal it, and drop it off or put it in the mailbox. And I don't have the time to walk out to the mailbox. I have enough on my plate right now. I don't want to be worried about sending stupid-ass ducks in the mail. And you should tell whoever your friend is in England that they're stupid for collecting stupid ducks. Tyler says, at this point, this jank room is part of the show. Whatever. I need more room, frankly. Donut Dan says, nobody wants loser Lions ducks. Now, I know you know how to spell the word loser, Dan. So I want you to type it out now how you think it should be spelled. Because I'm telling you, what you just wrote to me is the word loose. Okay? And I think that when I see that, if I am involved with anybody in a text exchange or an email, and when they want to write lose, they write loose, I immediately wish death upon them. All right? It's one of my biggest pet peeves when people take loose and replace the word lose with loose. I'm like, what the fuck? That is the written equivalent of saying supposedly. I don't claim to be that bright, but you got to end that habit. Hopefully that was just a typo. I know you're smarter than that, you ding-dong. Bread Bull Brain Chris says immediately knock 20 points off the IQ when whenever a dick face uses loose instead of lose. All right, Dan Bongino's a psychopath. This is Steven Crowder. He is another right-wing wacko. And I know Steven Crowder from brutalizing Dave Landau. And everybody hates this guy, Steven Crowder. Because of him, we have Charlie Kirk. This dude's still doing a show, and I haven't watched this yet, but he says, what do you think would happen if we went into a Muslim bakery and asked for a gay wedding cake? No need to wonder, we did it for you. All right, I want to see it. I'm actually interested in it. But I hear this guy is just a total asshole. Like, nobody likes this guy. But I want to see what he does here.
What do you think would happen if we went into a Muslim bakery and asked for a gay wedding cake? No need to wonder, we did it for you.
I don't know that anybody's wondering that. So where I grew up, a couple cities over, this is massive, massive Middle Eastern population.
What's really important is getting the picture and the writing. So it's going to be me and Benny. Well, you have pictures there.
No, in Kroger.
In Kroger?
Yeah.
Like the grocery store?
No.
You would tell me to go somewhere across the street. And I wanted to say Ben and Steven forever on the top. And then on the bottom, it'll say, same-sex, legal now, congratulations. But everyone keeps sending me somewhere else. They said, this is what you do here.
No, I don't want it.
Oh, I don't, okay, well, let's even say no picture, but you can write on it, Ben loves Steven forever, and have our hands maybe holding.
No.
But we want at least the writing, So, groom and groom. There's two grooms.
Wedding?
Yeah, a wedding.
What is the wedding?
Wedding is for two people getting married.
Okay, so he's like, where is the outrage? Well, A, it's you, so nobody really gives a shit. And I understand his point. How often have we heard about stories where, I think there was a couple things in the news where, what was the other angle of this? Where Christians said, no, we don't want to make the gay wedding cake because it goes against our religious beliefs. And the Muslims are doing the exact same thing. All right? The difference is nobody gives a shit because Muslims will kill you. I know for me, if I'm a gay guy and I go there and they say, no, I'm just going to leave. And I will just take their advice and go to Kroger. They will kill me in an instant. And I think most people realize that. So maybe that has something to do with it. You don't want to fuck with Muslims. Piano Fingerbanger says there's so much great food in Dearborn. Well, the people are great. It's absolutely outstanding. I think we're kind of past that, though, where nobody really gives a shit. I mean, we've been there, done that, where people get pissed off about cakes and who's making what and who's not making what. We've already been there. No one really gives a shit anymore. So that's kind of a stupid bit. We got to talk about, and this was sent to me, and thank you to Aaron. He writes, Stephen Hawking slayed Poon with Epstein. And I think that's true. This is not photoshopped. This is from the latest Epstein dump. There's a picture of this breathing corpse, Stephen Hawking, with a couple of hot chicks in bikinis having drinks. This is from back in 2006. Now, I didn't know that Stephen Hawking was involved with Epstein. This is the first I've ever heard of this. Alan says, can you imagine saying you got sexually abused by Stephen Hawking? David says, is that real or AI? It is 100% real. Tophus says, I'd be like, how? Donut Dan says, come on, what is he supposed to do? Walk away? Poor guy had to be set up. Well, he had to get to the island. And he had to say, yeah, let's go. Well, he didn't say anything. He just, you know how it was with him. Yeah, I don't know. How would you like to be, who were let's just say that these women are, because the family says that they're his caretakers. That these women are the caretakers of him. Now, I don't believe that. I believe that these are trafficked women. But you got to, I mean, can you imagine who's drawing the short straw on this one? God damn, can you imagine on the to-do list, there's probably a dry erase board as to who is going to be hanging out with who or having sex with who. And Natalie and Veronica here get stuck with Stephen Hawking. Maybe that's actually good because there's very little chance that anything sexual could happen with this thing. Tophus said, this is so odd. Yeah, everything involved. It was always odd with Stephen Hawking. You know, he had early onset ALS. He got it he was in his 20s. Yeah, it's just horrible. And he had it 50 years before he died. Finally. God. All right, so, yeah, this is just a horrible image. You're right. Everything about Hawking is weird. You know, when they flew him into space, and they were they got that zero gravity moment. They were hitting him through the zero gravity like a beach ball. Oh, that was awful. We should probably pull that up. Stephen Hawking in space.
Greetings, Captain Kirk. As
and how?
To space. 2007 flight. I took a flight on the. I took a flight on the Vomit Comet in 2007 to experience zero gravity. This is the training astronauts have. Since then, I have been waiting for Virgin Galactic.
Me too.
I will be one of the first passengers if my doctors allow me to go.
No, I'm not doing it. To me, he's not even able to communicate. It's just some other guy, the wizard behind the curtain, typing shit out. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, listening to a speak and spell talk dirty to you. How about the idea that were we really that much, considering where we are right now, he didn't die that long ago. Why was everything so robotic then? Why couldn't they have at least had a better sounding way to, produce his messages? It didn't sound like that. All right, this is a great piece of video. I can't wait to share this with you. You got these dudes are in a work truck, and they're having lunch. And there was just moments earlier an Amber Alert, and I guess the nanny stole a little kid, kidnapped her. And the alert went out, and these dudes happened to be eating their lunch while they're parked. And they're like, hey, that Amber Alert, that's that chick getting out of the truck with that little kid going in to get something to eat at the convenience store. That looks like the description that they said. And these two guys spring into action. And I love this. This is fantastic. Moving crew helps rescue missing 3-year-old after seeing Amber Alert suspect in parking lot. All right, you can barely hear it. I apologize. This guy says, should I block them? These two are now going in. So the nanny with the little girl, and the little girl, she looks to be like 3. So she doesn't know any better. Driver of this truck says, you're going to call the cops or what?
Call the cops or what? He's on the phone with the cops right now.
So they are calling the cops. This guy's eating his sandwich.
For the Amber Alert, the cops will be here quick. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I'm about to get the license plate.
I'm about to get the license plate. I'm just going to go block them in, stop in front of them so I can get it. So now this guy is driving over. Let me write it down. It's a Texas plate. The little girl acted like she knew her, though. They said on the news it's her now they got somebody on the phone. That kidnapped little girl, did she have braids? I didn't see. It's a match. License plate is a match. They said, no, you can't braid a little girl's hair that quickly, especially a white woman talking from experience. Oh, my God, that's her. Is it really? Yeah, that's her. It looks like her. So these dudes on their break saved the day. I don't know if fucking cops should have been here already.
Go look, walk past and look at her.
God, that's awesome. I wish I saw more of this. Get her reaction when she comes out. But yeah, they ended up saving the day on this deal. Hang on a second, I got a text. Okay. All right. I'm going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, I did just get a text. It's wrecking my brain. I apologize. Everything is fine as far as I know, but I am gonna wrap this up. So sorry again about the abrupt